Being kind can be hard. You might not hear that much or at all, but it's true. We might think of ourselves as good people by the standards of society, but when it comes down to it, sacrificing our time and efforts for others just doesn't come natural. Certainly not for me. I see the struggle every day in my own life. I'd like to think I do a lot of good, but I'm guilty of taking the easy route, doing what's expected and nothing more. There's always opportunities right in front of me to go out of my way and do something for someone, but I choose not to because I'm afraid it might be awkward or uncomfortable. What I've noticed, though, is the people that I respect, admire, and look up to the most are the people who break down that wall of comfort and they take the extra step to serve others, and I want to be more like these people. When I was getting ready for this talk, there were a few big ideas and a few big questions that immediately came to mind. I really wanted to see what kindness looked like in Great Bridge, in our school, in our community. So I created a poll, and I sent it out to a whole bunch of people. In reviewing the data, I found some really cool figures. Out of everyone that filled the poll out, more than half said they'd done something kind today. On top of that, about 92% answered that after they had done something kind, they felt much better or slightly better. Now let's focus on just the demographic of those 18 and under. Of that group, about 85% answered they had done something nice today or yesterday, with about 96% saying they felt at least slightly better, with 70% answering they felt much better. Pretty cool data, right? So clearly, the facts are there. And this got me thinking, and I did my own research. According to the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation, people who are consistently kind have 23% less cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Witnessing acts of kindness increases the production of oxytocin, which improves our overall heart health. Being kind lowers your blood pressure, and kindness in general stimulates the production of serotonin, which is our positive feeling hormone. So the facts are there. Clearly, not only being kind, but just witnessing an act of kindness can do so much good for us. So I started to think to myself, and I started to ask, why aren't more people hooked on kindness, and how can we get them hooked? A few weeks ago, I got in touch with Kelly Campman from Rachel's Challenge. If you're not familiar with Rachel's Challenge, they're a nonprofit organization that's based on and devoted to the life of Rachel Scott, a high school student who lost her life in the Columbine school shooting. Rachel spent her life devoted to kindness and serving others. Her father, Daryl Scott, started Rachel's Challenge as a way to honor her legacy by working with schools and communities to advocate and promote kindness. So I reached out to the team, and Kelly responded that same day and answered a ton of my questions, which helped me out immensely. The first question I asked Kelly was, what are some of the most influential acts of kindness? She answered, simple things often matter the most, including someone, smiling at someone, or offering encouragement. Then she added on top of that, Rachel wanted to build a legacy built on small, everyday moments of compassion. Clearly, it's the little things that can matter the most and make the biggest difference. It doesn't take a grand or extravagant gesture to do something significant for someone else, and as Julia said just a few minutes ago, a smile could be all it takes to drastically change the trajectory of someone else's day. Another question I asked Kelly was, does one act of kindness often lead to a chain reaction of many? She answered, absolutely. Kindness is contagious. When one person experiences it, they're likely to pass it on, creating a ripple effect that reaches far beyond the original moment. That was at the heart of Rachel's message. If one person can go out of their way to show compassion, it will start a chain reaction. That's powerful, and it really makes sense, because as humans, we have this intangible trait. When we receive kindness, we want to pass it on. The last question I asked Kelly was, what role do friends and peers play in the encouragement of kind behavior? Kelly answered, peers are incredibly influential. When kindness becomes the norm within a group, it creates a sense of safety and belonging that encourages others to do the same. When I first heard that, I knew it was going to play a role in this talk. And then it hit me. I wanted to do something that was going to create a norm of kindness. Something that was going to challenge people to get out of their comfort zone and serve others. Something that was going to start that chain reaction. So naturally, like any person would have done at this point, I made an Instagram account. I came up with the genius name of BeKindGB, and I got it up and running. My vision was simple. I just wanted to make a platform where people could share their daily acts of kindness. Something quick and easy to participate in. The formula for the account was this. Go out, do something kind for someone, take a selfie, and send it to the account so that we could post it. It looks a little bit something like this. Now, I know what all of you are thinking right now. What do these two devilishly attractive guys have to do with anything? Kidding. Here's what you actually might be thinking. Posting the picture, that selfie, on social media might be perceived as a little pretentious. It might come off the wrong way, and it sort of defeats the whole purpose of being kind. And I had these doubts too at first. Here's what you might be overlooking though. One way or another, a good deed is taking place. Something kind is being done for someone. When that good deed is shared to the account, it's hopefully going to inspire another, which inspires another, and so on. The first few days of the account, being up, were a little slow, but eventually some really amazing things started to happen. The account gained over 59,000 total views. 59,000, you heard that right. That's 59,000 opportunities for someone to be motivated towards kindness. 59,000 chances for the chain reaction to start. Along with all these views, the account reached over 5,650 total accounts. That means that's 5,650 different people that saw at least one of these posts go up. Now, with all of this stuff, we'd had a ton of submissions that come through to the account, and I want to highlight a few for you guys today. This is Jada and Maya. They wrote out kind sticky notes and put them out on the cars in the parking lot. This is Luke, Boca, and Christian. They went out of their way to have a genuine conversation with one of our wonderful lunch ladies, Miss Cora, and they had a connection with her. This is Haley and Jillian. They wrote out encouraging notes to classmates, and Chuck bought some of his boys' tropical smoothie. This is where things really get interesting, though, and they get even cooler. Eventually, the impact reached further than just the student body. Mrs. Kraft made some awesome signs for her students that played baseball, and Mr. Felt gave Josh a banana. One of the coolest things I noticed about Be Kind GB was the way that it just brought people together. Football players with baseball players, cheerleaders with soccer players, the band with student council, you name it. Being the middleman in all of this was a surreal feeling. Even though I wasn't the giver or the receiver in any of these acts of kindness, just witnessing them come through left me with so much joy. And I'm sure it did the same to the thousands of people that viewed every post go up. So long story short, it's possible. It's possible to impact someone with a simple act of kindness. It's possible to get out of your comfort zone and serve others. And it's possible to make a difference in the lives of those around you each and every day. There are limitless opportunities right in front of you. All you have to do is have the courage to go out there and do it. So be bold, do hard things, and make the decision each and every day to do something kind for someone just because you can. Thank you.